Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Fourth Down Focus. I am back. I know you've all missed me very dearly. I can't really remember why I missed the episodes, but I'm here again, much to your joy. This is the second time we tried doing this because last time me and Kim both froze. So let's hope it doesn't happen again. Them two want to talk about Lane Kiffin and some college gossip, so I'll let them have the little mothers meeting, and then we'll get on with the video. So you two take it away.
I'll try to begin again. This is where I froze last time for our viewers, all three of you. So, anyone who doesn't really understand how much of a piece of shit Lane Kiffin is, don't worry, I've got you covered. It's never ended well anyway. He tries to burn bridges that he's currently still standing on. Al Davis called him a pathological liar. He tried to sue the Raiders. He lost that case, lost a lot of money, and took coaches to Tennessee. Left Tennessee after a season. This caused riots on the campus. People now throw golf balls at him when he goes back to Neyland. Anyway, so then he goes to USC. They fired him on the tarmac at an airport because he's just a prick. He got fired by Saban at Alabama as an offensive coordinator the week before a national championship final because he took the Florida Atlantic job and stopped turning up to his meetings. And then everything that's just happened at Ole Miss, I'll pass over to James for them ones because I don't know if we're going to talk about the Lane Steen files or if we're going to leave them. But I'll pass it over to James.
Yeah. So Ole Miss, the whole Ole Miss situation, obviously, he's taken them. He's been at them for 6 years. He's taken them to their first ever playoff berth in college history, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It is the first time. And there's been rumors about him going to the NFL. There's been rumors about him going to Florida, but the most sort of pertinent rumors about him going to LSU. And it's been dragging on, and I believe the AD of Ole Miss gave him an ultimatum to make his decision before the playoffs, whether he was to stay at Ole Miss, and that's it, he'll stay for the foreseeable, or he makes the move to LSU, which means, obviously, if he got the playoffs, which he has now done, he would have to leave before the playoffs. They wouldn't let him coach the playoffs, and he has done that. He's left Ole Miss to controversially make the move to LSU for about, I think he's getting paid like $100 million to go coach LSU.
Oh, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know how much he's getting paid. He said.
No, he doesn't know how much he's getting paid because apparently you signed a contract without knowing how much you're getting paid, and you've left Ole Miss for LSU for any reason that wasn't money, right? But yeah, so it's all kicked off. It's a great read if you want to go through the comments on basically any post about Lane Kiffin, especially the Ole Miss ones about Lane Kiffin going, or even Lane Kiffin's own statement, because I think Ole Miss actually posted anything that announced the new coach. Yeah, go on then for a right laugh at the comments. But yeah, he's now at LSU, and the whole saga has been all over my social media for the last sort of 2 weeks. It's very, very funny.
My biggest issue regarding it really is the fact there's people saying that he should have stayed and coached the players. I don't think that. He would have poached his players and taken them to LSU with him. Another thing on him is that's not his dream job. His dream job is Alabama. There's a reason he waited till after the Iron Bowl to make this decision. If Alabama would have lost, he would have snaked LSU and gone to Alabama. Yeah. No doubt about it. That's just what Lane Kiffin does. How can you expect recruits to believe you're going to stay there for 4 years? You can't. So I think he sort of shot himself in the foot, and I would love it to fail miserably. And I hope Ole Miss win the entire thing this year.
I mean, it also adds into the fact that his daughter is seeing the linebacker of LSU, who was going to enter the transfer portal, who I assume is no longer going to do so.
I thought you were going to go down a different route to do with his daughter then. I'm glad you went down that one.
Yeah. But yeah, just overall, it's a hilarious situation, really. Unless you're an Ole Miss fan, I think Ole Miss used to slag us off for hating. As a Tennessee fan, used to slag us off for hating Lane Kiffin, and they've quickly come to their realization that we were spot on. They just took a bit longer for him to do to them what he did to us. So yeah, you can.
In other college news, the Buckeyes beat Michigan, so
no one cares.
That's the real headline.
We got slapped by Vanderbilt,
and these guys' Tennessee Vols got beat by Vandy. So that's
in a world full of Lane Kiffins, be a Clarkley. That's what I'll finish it on.
Great sentence. Also, Diego Pavage win the Heisman. For anyone who thinks otherwise, you're stupid. But we will go into the actual part of the video that I'm assuming you clicked on this for. What we learned from NFL Week 13. Would you believe it? And this is probably the best week we've had maybe all season as far as intriguing results and it being a bit different to normal. Hence why my predictions went absolutely god-awfully wrong. But we will start off. I think we all got this wrong. The Lions lose. I mean, we should have really backed the Packers because it seems to be an American tradition that the Lions lose on Thanksgiving, and they've done it again. They've lost to the Packers in a very tight divisional game, but the Packers now, I believe that's the sweep over the Lions for this season. It's also allowed certain teams to become the one seed in the NFC, which I refuse to speak about because it's borderline insanity. But who wants to go first on this one?
I've just got, so are the Packers serious or not? I'm confused. That's what I've got written down. I don't know if this team's good or not, and we're on week 14 now. We're going into.
I think you said about basically every team in the NFL.
Well, yeah, you can, but the Packers are like they've been a roller coaster. First 2-3 weeks of the season, everyone until they got beat by Cleveland, basically everyone was like, "Oh wow, Packers like might make a Super Bowl run," and then they went downhill a bit. They still picked up a few wins, but they didn't look convincing any of them. But now I'm starting to think that they do look a bit convincing. Jordan Love had a really good game, and I'm confused as to whether the Packers are a good team or not. And the NFC North is a car crash. I don't know what's going on there. All I know is that the Vikings will not make the playoffs, but we'll get onto them later. So yeah, tough loss for the Lions. I just don't know if the Packers are good or not. I really don't.
I've got a pretty similar thing to Max written down. The first thing I put was a really good start to the Thanksgiving games. I'm glad this one was on early in the UK because it was a good watch. And like what Max said, it's the first time they've properly impressed me this season, I'd say. Like, a couple of times I've come on here and I've said that they've not impressed me. They actually have now. But again, it wouldn't shock if they went and lost their next 2 games because that's just how the season's been going. But if they continue to perform like that, then they are a serious team.
A sweep over the Lions too that's impressive, I guess. The first week we were like, they've lost Ben Johnson. Maybe the Lions aren't that good, but we've seen that they're still a solid team. Maybe not quite as good as they were last year. And then Packers have swept them, which is certainly something to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I think me and Keaton sort of said on last week's episode, if the Packers were to win, we might start taking them seriously. But I think because the Lions always lose on Thanksgiving, I can't really let it cloud me. I'm still not convinced. This is a good game, and they played really well in this game. But as Max said, I'm still confused with this Packers team. I still don't think they're a good team. Not like a deep playoff contending team anyway. I think the Lions are just every time you think, yeah, they're back, they then hit a run. I mean, the last like 5-6 games have been loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. So they're literally losing and winning every other game. So it's just impossible to call with the Lions at the minute. I don't think they struggle because they struggle to put the Giants away, which obviously is not good for anyone because you should not be struggling to do that. But, they've got the Cowboys next week as well. And then the Rams, they've got to win at least one of them games, in my opinion. If they want to.
That's 2 tough games as well.
2 very tough games. So I think that'll be the true seeing what they're made of.
A few weeks ago, I would not have said that the Cowboys is a tough game, but they've just knocked off both the Eagles and the Chiefs. So it is looking like a tough game now, as we'll get onto in the next episode.
Yeah, just a weird one. And as Kid said, it was a good way to start Thanksgiving because it was actually a fairly good game to watch. What wasn't a fairly good game to watch, at least for me, was this.
Oh, it fucking was.
The Cowboys beat the Chiefs. I mean, I suppose you call it an upset still, even though the Chiefs haven't been amazing. But obviously, it's the Chiefs. The Cowboys, they're on a pretty good run now. They've won their last 3 games in a row, as Max just mentioned about the Eagles and the Chiefs back-to-back weeks. I'll let Kean start this one, as he just said.
Thank you very much. I've written down, it might be a bit premature, and this could come back to bite me. I've written down the Chiefs dynasty is dead. They just don't look the same team, and it's so pleasing to watch. They're making individual errors they just wouldn't dream of making when they were at the top of the game. I genuinely think they could miss out on the playoffs. Speaking of the playoffs, I've got the Cowboys have got a serious chance of making the playoffs and then inevitably losing in them.
I've gone down a similar path, but slightly less definitive than the dynasty is dead. I've just got that KC genuinely look like they might miss the playoffs, despite Mahomes having maybe his best season since 2022. Like, Mahomes isn't even the problem. He never really is the problem when the Chiefs are playing badly, to be fair. We've come to expect that from him now. But it genuinely looks like they might miss the playoffs, which is insane. Are the Chargers above them now, or are they on the same record?
Chargers are
above them. They beat us, so they're above them.
2 wins above them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. You've got Broncos, who we will get onto later. Me and Kean are probably going to have a very similar rant about them. And then you've also got the Chargers, who are looking a bit more shaky, but they're still 2 wins ahead. I don't want to call it too early because I said like probably 2 months ago on this podcast that this is an uncertain season, so the Chiefs are probably going to sneak in and win it. But it's starting to look less and less likely, and they've not got many games left. So Kian might be right.
I am right. I actually have got something to add, by the way. I know I was very brief at the start. You said Mahomes isn't a problem. I'll tell you who is a fucking problem. Tony Romo. He was doing my head in to the point I actually muted the final quarter and put an album on instead. Because he used to be one of the top commentators, analysts in the game, and now he's too busy just wanting to suck Patrick Mahomes' dick, and it's so annoying.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't want the Cowboys to win games, but I don't really like the Chiefs either. So this was sort of a can we just bomb the stadium instead game for me. But I've got down. I'm still not 100% sure the Chiefs miss the playoffs. Their schedule isn't that bad. They've got the Texans, Chargers, Titans, Broncos, and Raiders. You can see them winning majority of them games, in my opinion, on their day. If they play to the level when their backs against the wall as well, that tends to be when we see the best KC. I suppose you could say it has been for the last couple of weeks, and they haven't shown up, but they've had a really tough run.
Not really in this season, though. I feel like in these games where they've had their backs against the wall, they've not done what they'd usually do.
I feel like when the pressure's on and they know that the postseason's at stake, which it was it last year or the year before, where they just about got the wild card after a bad year?
I feel like you could argue that the postseason has been on the line for them for the past few weeks now, though, really.
It has. Yeah. But I have to sympathise a bit because they have had the Bills, Broncos, Colts, and Cowboys in their last four.
No
which is
sympathy.
Not an easy run of games at all.
No sympathy from me.
So I just don't think it's done yet. The Texans and Chargers are winnable. The Titans, them Raiders are guaranteed wins, and the Broncos, I think it'll come down to that game in week 16. It'll come down to that game, in my opinion. But the Cowboys, I don't know. It's a weird team, as we've said. They've been so bad all year to then come out of nowhere and beat the Eagles and Chiefs. It's very random. Very unexpected. I don't think they make the playoffs. There's no way the Eagles lose enough games, in my opinion, to be able to allow them to sneak in. They've still got a 2-game advantage on them. I just don't think. Again, like the Cowboys with the Lions, I'm sure we'll get onto it in the predictions video, but I'm not sure they have got the Vikings, Chargers, Commies, and Giants, so they could win enough games, but I don't think the Eagles will lose enough to allow them to sneak in to win this division, and I don't think they'll win enough to get into the wild card. But we will move on to this. This was probably one of the bigger upsets in a way. I suppose we sort of saw it coming in potentially with Joe Burrow back, but the Bengals finally get a big win on the board. And after, I believe they've won one game in the last 9 before this or something stupid like that. But the defense actually showed up for once, and they have taken down a fairly, solid Ravens side where we're on a 5-game win streak. I'll start here. Is it outrageous to say I think the Bengals could still make the playoffs?
Yes, and I'll tell you why in mine.
Because this division is wide open still. They're 2 wins outside the top seed. Ravens.
I will back up the point that you just made when we get to the Browns game. So,
they've got the Bills, Ravens, Dolphins, Cardinals, and Browns. You think they win them last 3 games if they play like they did here? So then it all comes down to the Bills and Ravens game. They've just proven they can beat the Ravens, so I don't see why they couldn't do it again. The Bills will be the test next week, because obviously you're playing a Buffalo team who aren't in the best of form. I think it's safe to say, but yeah, I'm not sure you can rule them out just yet, which is insane to say considering they've won one of their last 9 games. Though they could still make the postseason. It's fucking stupid. They should just ban this division from making the playoffs full stop, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Just don't let any of them in. They've all been rubbish. But yeah, it was a very, very good performance. And my other point was Joe Burrow is definitely back.
All I've got is the AFC North just stinks. It reeks. It's terrible. And I can't really elaborate on it until we get to the Browns game because that's kind of my entire point for that game. So I'll just leave it there for now.
I got written down. It was a weird game. I sort of went to bed at half time, so I missed anything of interest. Another point that I didn't write down, but I'm fed up with people giving Joe Burrow new nicknames. Can we just stick with one? They called him the Dark Knight the other day.
He's got more nicknames than wins.
It's ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous. And to sort of counteract James's point, I think it's a bit of a false alarm for me. That defense is not going to show up like that every single week. If you look at the sample size of games that defense has played, it really doesn't suit the narrative that they're going to make the playoffs. I don't think they've got enough. I just think they're going to be let down by that defense. I think it could be a high-scoring game in Buffalo next week. but I think the Buffalo offense is going to be too good for them. So I can't see them making, or at least they might make the playoffs. I can't see them competing in the playoffs with that defense.
No, I don't disagree. And I'm not saying I think they'll make the playoffs. I'm just thinking you can't rule them out just yet, as you said. But I think the thing with the Bengals is every year where they've been there or thereabouts in the playoffs, they haven't had a good defense. They've just outscored everyone. This was the first time that I've seen a Bengals win comfortable, not having to go into a massive shootout for points. Like, this was a comfortable win in the end for them. My other point was, can they stop splitting fucking carries with Chase Brown and Samaje Perine? Because it's doing my head in fantasy. But yeah, just a big upset for the Bengals, who get basically a season-saving win. So you might see the point as to why Joe Burrow did come back if they kick on and beat the Bills next week as well. But obviously, the chance of that, we don't know. Next.
Right. Just let me start this one. I'll say my point. Kean says his point, and then we'll get on to what the real debate here is, because we all know what it is. Right. Swift and Mononga is a very fun running back duo, and the tush-push fumble is hilarious. That's what I've got. Kean, get your point out of the way.
I've got written down that I'm not hearing this bullshit about them not being a serious team when they've
Okay, that's a nice segue.
Just going to the home of the Super Bowl champions and beat them and look pretty comfortable in doing it as well.
Okay, now, James, what's your point?
Not convinced still with either of these teams. Look, all right, I get your point, but this Eagles team has been crap for a while now, if we're being serious. They lost to the Cowboys as well, which is, again, I'm not sold on the Cowboys either. My whole point about this whole season is I'm just not convinced by anyone. Like, there's not one team where I think, apart from the Rams, maybe, but even then, we'll get onto that in a bit. But I think that's the point with every team. Just there's no one who's like, every year you have that one team who's just levels above. There isn't one. But there isn't one. They're all.
Like, that doesn't mean that the Bears aren't a serious team.
No.
I just don't. This is the first time the Bears have beaten a good team this season, in my opinion. Like a really good team. This is the first win they've got that's been against a good team.
You just said that you didn't think the Eagles were good.
But if you look at the record, obviously they are. But I'm sure like other teams they've beaten with records have all been crap records. Like, this is the first team with basically a more or less positive record that they've beaten. Okay, so I'll give them credit where they do. They played this game out very, very well. And the run game. It did surprise me with the run game because this Eagles defense is normally notorious for stopping the run, and they just let them do whatever they want in this game. But I mean, Hurts and Caleb were just trying to kill each other's offenses all game. They were both trying to lose. In the end, Hurts was just a little bit worse. Also, Saquon is miles off it. The Madden curse has hit him like a truck because he has been nowhere near the levels that he was. I mean, now obviously it's hard to recreate the kind of season that he had last year, but you'd at least hope him to be serviceable in like.
What is Saquon's stat line currently? Does anyone know roughly?
Carry on talking.
Bears are good. Am I right, Kian?
They're certainly a serious team as opposed to what James says.
Our friends, Dunze and Caleb and DeAndre, are all playing very well.
Bears down.
740 for 4 touchdowns on the ground.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, he had how many yards last year? 2,000 something?
I think he was always going to regress.
2005 last year. I
think he was always going to regress, though.
I thought he'd regress, but this is a fall off a cliff rather than a slight regression. He's been ineffective entirely this whole season, in my opinion.
I'm just really glad I didn't draft him in fantasy, to be honest.
I was avoiding him at the play because, anyone who goes on that Madden curse is never touching my fantasy team. But yeah, I'm just, as I said, not one team in the NFL do I go, yes, you are a very good team. I can't do it. The fact that Bears are the ones in the NFC says all you need to know about how ridiculous this season has been.
You not watch the Browns? You not said that about the Browns?
What, being a good team?
Yeah. Is that just me? I have to convince myself.
I said you had a good defense. I think I'm convinced by your defense being quite good.
We have a top 3.
I'll correct myself. Myles Garrett's quite good.
We have a top 3 defense, but the rest of the team is abysmal.
Yeah, because you've got a horse shit quarterback. Anyway, we'll move on.
I promise you, he's not the only problem. Are we? Is it?
No, he's not. Absolutely not.
Next might be a good segue, actually.
Next.
Oh, I've got my notes the wrong way around. For fuck's sake, right?
That game's miles down for me. Jesus Christ.
Yes. In fact, even at the bottom, it's in the middle.
He's key and Sophie scores fuck. We have the Titans versus the Jags. I'll go first again, purely because the Jags are becoming a serious contender to win this division now. They are top of it, I believe, after the Colts lost to Houston. I don't know how they're top, but did they beat the Colts? I don't know. But obviously they have that big game against the Colts next week, which we'll get onto in the predictions episode. But the Jags are looking more like the serious team I thought they were pre-London game. Obviously after London, it was a bit like, Christ, that was awful. And then they lose to the Texans as well. I don't know. But Again, this is the Titans. You got to take it with a pinch of salt with them looking good in this game because they did have their moments where it wasn't great. But they can only concede 3 points against anyone's a good turnout in this league, in my opinion. And yeah, I think the Jags will win this division now. I have a funny feeling that they're going to go and do it with their schedule left. Basically, the winner of this game against the Colts on Sunday or whenever they're playing will win this division, in my opinion.
I'll be honest. Mine's very short and sweet. It just says the Titans are very bad. That's it.
Mine also centers more on the Titans because weirdly, most of the conversation I have about the Jags comes with the Texans-Colts game. So we'll wait till we get onto that. But on the Titans will get the first pick in the draft again. And also, I think that if Cam Ward was in like a bigger market team or just a team that anyone slightly cares about, he'd be getting called a bust right now. But I don't think anyone's paying enough attention to the Titans to even call him one because they're just not looking.
I don't think it's fair.
If you look at his numbers, he's not playing any better than Will Levis was.
I don't disagree, but I also don't think he's going to be a draft bust. This team is crap. There's no receiving outlets. There's no offensive line. It's just terrible.
I just think if you're drafting a guy top of the board, number 1 overall, he's got to at least improve the team in some way. And he hasn't. I think they've got worse. I don't think their record was this bad this time last year.
I don't know. I don't even know if they have. I mean, the record will reflect that they've got worse, but I feel like overall play hasn't been that bad. I just don't know what he's supposed to do. There's no one to throw the ball to. Literally nobody.
I mean,
Ayamana, but come on. That should not be a wide receiver 1 option on any NFL team. He should be a 3 at the absolute best.
I don't know, man. I just feel like I'm not saying he is a bust personally. I'm just saying that if he was in a bigger team, like that anyone cared about, all of our Twitters would be saying like after every Sunday, Cam Ward's a bust. But no one cares enough to say anything.
I think it's harsh because I just think he's in an absolutely dire situation. I don't know. I think most quarterbacks, especially rookie ones, would struggle in that situation that the Titans have. There's literally nothing you can do.
Another point about them is they are going to get the first pick in the draft again. I think that's nailed on already.
Yeah.
But what do they even take?
I take
like the best overall player available because they're not going to take a quarterback again.
I saw Ruben Bain.
That's why I've had them taking him on every single mock I've done. But I think they'll probably draft out.
In all fairness, I think they trade out of it personally.
Yeah.
I think someone like the Jets will come up and take that spot off them anyway. But I think if they could trade out of it, get a decent haul off to the Jets, will have the compensation to be able to do that after their trades with Cowboys and the Colts.
I mean, depending on how things go with the Browns, they could have 2 first-round picks this year if they did a little trade of those.
So yeah, I think they won't even be in that first pick, but I think they'll go for someone like Ruben Bain Jr. or they get a weapon like Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson, etc. For
if they trade down, there's no way they're taking one of them top of the board.
No, I think Ruben Bain they could take first overall if they really wanted to.
I meant the receiver.
He might fall out of the top 5 if they're not careful. But as far as like a wide receiver, they will probably trade down again because I think you can get someone like Tyson or a Mekhi Lemon quite late in the first round.
It's quite a deep receiver class as well. There's quite a few that I think are going to go in the first round.
I mean, there's even like Casey Conception, who I think could go right at the end of the first round is a good option for a team like this. So
you said you said last night when we were playing Madden that I think it was Chris Brazel's got like the most receiving yards or touchdowns in the SEC.
The most receiving, the only receiver with 1,000+ receiving yards in the SEC, which is interesting. That's another option. I rank him as a first round talent, genuinely.
It's a decent
How many teams
receiver.
need a receiver? I think I put him like 28th, 29th for my mock draft last time I did it. So quite low in the first round, but I still think he's a first. There's so many teams that need receiving options in the NFL. So I think
the Browns are one of them.
Giants as well.
SDF mock draft coming soon, by the way. We're going to do more this year.
We'll try and do more than one this year.
Ian's not going to copy my mock draft this time either because he's actually been.
He probably knows more than you know.
No, I did my own today. Actually, I should have screenshotted it, but
I've still not done, but I will.
We'll move on to.
Now
I'll sit back. Max, go.
So this kind of includes the Bengals-Ravens game too, and I guess the Steelers game in a way as well. We are now confirmed to have a losing season. We've got 9 losses. We can't go above 500. But I believe we're not eliminated from playoff contention because of how bad the division is. We have 3 wins.
If you win this division with a losing record, then I officially give up watching the sport altogether.
I think that whoever wins the AFC North will have a losing record. I almost guarantee it. Actually,
with the records on show, I think you're actually right. Yeah.
I've also quickly got some actual notes just about the Browns. Our special teams is tragic, and Joanne Jennings is a hoe apparently, according to Shelby Harris. So,
You won't be a housewife then.
That was an interesting comment.
Apparently a lot of players said like he just says stuff to them like weird shit, like he's a bit fruity. I don't know. I'm not going to read too much into it. I'm not going to read.
Housewife.
I'm not going to read too much into it. And also, he made a really nice catch on a Madden fantasy thing last night, so I'll let it slide.
Keane, you also got that quote horribly wrong.
I got that very wrong. Yeah. My bad. I'll carry on so we can all ignore my mistake I've just made.
I didn't even know.
I've actually got more about the Browns than how the Niners. I said it's pretty standard. I sort of expected this to happen. I also got written down the Cleveland Browns has not, in fact, figured out their system. They just played the Raiders, which is what I said.
No one said we did.
You had them to win this game, so you clearly thought something about them.
I just thought that we'd take the momentum. I never said we were good. I just thought we might. I watched the 49ers against the Panthers, and I thought,
we cannot let the Browns win 3 games in a row in all fairness, because you will definitely win next week. So
I think. Well, I'm not going to say definitely, but I think we will. But yeah, I never said we figured out our system. We don't have.
I never said you did. But the fact that you backed you in this game makes me think that you watched the game against us and thought, "Oh, we're not that bad."
It was more based off of how bad the Niners looked.
We're just horrific. That's. I wanted to just link it back to us being shit, to be honest.
Shadow Sanders is shit.
And well, that were obviously going to come out of your mouth.
He is awful. It's another crap game. Not so.
He's still better than Dylan Gabriel. He's still our best quarterback.
Again, that is like being better than the Make-A-Wish kid. It's not.
I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm saying though that we have to play him. We don't have a.
The Browns should very much be in the quarterback market in the summer. Is all I will say.
I don't think we should. Well, I would rather us take a free agent quarterback. There'll be one somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not saying you have to draft one. Just
I would rather us take a free agent QB and see what happens, and then take receiver in the first round.
Would you like Eugene Cyril Smith?
No.
What about Russell Wilson?
No. Give me Justin Fields. The Jets.
My other point about this game would be in after Brock Purdy celebration, in the words of George Kittle, God forbid a white boy has a little motion.
I'm gonna get that tattooed on my leg.
Me too. Should we get in Vegas?
Oh my God. But yeah, no, to be fair to the Niners, this is a tough Browns defense, as we know, and they did quite well to sort of break it down in this game progressively.
Our special teams let up a lot, which is why.
Yeah, that didn't help.
In particular, they were terrible. They were terrible in the last few. They were terrible against the Jets as well, and then terrible.
Shadow Sanders is basically give me freedom, give me fire, give me throws to Harold Fanning, or I retire, because that's all he does.
I would also throw it to Harold Fanning. He's a beast.
But yeah, just
who else is he going to throw it to? Jerry Jeudy? Fuck off.
Overall, well, if you look at our Madden franchise, he's class.
Yeah, but that's the sim.
But yeah, overall, just not a very good game. So we'll move on to this. I was right. You all laughed at me.
No one laughed at you.
Yeah, the Colts beat. Colts lose. I'm sorry, you're saying the Colts win. The Colts lose to the Texans. And I predicted it. I thought it would happen, and it did. They're finally hitting that sort of wall where I'm not sold. There's 3 losses out their last 4 games now to 2 teams who aren't very good, and the Texans defense, which on offense has been stale, but they just completely dominated it. Daniel Jones just should probably not play. Leg is broken. He can't move. It doesn't help his pocket presence when he can't move, because he's just ending up going to get sacked a load of times. Jonathan Taylor stalled out was my other point as well. He's still being I think it's mental to say, because 85 yards for a running back isn't a bad game. I think it's just the level we've come to expect from Jonathan Taylor. He's not hit that since that Falcons game, and then games around it, he struggled as well. But luckily for him, for his offensive player of the year, which we'll get onto in a bit, JSN also had a disaster game. So it doesn't really matter in that sake too much. But also Keane should be fuming, because Dalton Schultz had 7 receptions this week, and he started him in fantasy last week, and he had 1.
No, he didn't. He had none last week, didn't he?
I thought he had 1.
I'm sure he got a donut on the board.
I thought he had 0.7 points of 1 7-yard reception.
Either way, it didn't help.
I I got minus points from Chimere DK this week in fantasy. I still won.
Probably you didn't bring that up.
I still won, and Lamar got me 9 points, and I still won.
I'll take over here because I sort of agree with James in a way. When Taylor declines from his high level, so do the Colts. There's a very serious chance they could miss out altogether on the playoffs. And side note, I'm really fed up with their owner. It would be funny if it was someone like Rob Kraft, like hobbling around on the sideline, but she just sort of lingers there, and it's just like you can't. Does anyone actually think that helps?
In a way, I like it. I don't think it helps at all, but I just kind of like that she seems to care.
But it's nothing that she couldn't do from in a box.
Yeah, but it's just like maybe it gives the team a morale boost or something, knowing that the owner's like on the sideline. I don't know. I kind of like it.
I think I didn't mind it when they were winning games, but it's starting to get tired.
She's already stood on the sideline. She's not going to wait till they go a few touchdowns and then go, oh, fuck, I'll go.
She should. Because she's not helping. If she's just lingering there and they're losing, she's not helping. You know,
you're complaining about nothing. You're fighting ghosts, Kian.
There's people who sat there who've got a year left on their contract, and they're going to be starting going, oh, fuck me, she still stood there. So it just sort of winds me up. It's not nothing major. It's not really affecting them. It just winds me up.
I can't just do my research. He actually had 1 reception for 8 yards in that fantasy.
Jesus Christ.
Just to throw some salt into the winds there. But yeah, as Keane said, every time Jonathan Taylor has a bad game, the Colts tend to lose. I'm not saying, as I said, it's not a bad game, but it's not a Jonathan Taylor level game that we've come to expect. So I'm concerned for the Colts. Because if teams have figured out how to shut down Jonathan Taylor, that becomes a huge, huge problem because they cannot rely on a hobbled Daniel Jones to take them to the playoffs. And that is becoming a question now of if the Jags continue their form, they are in trouble of not even making the playoffs altogether. For a team that we thought was a lock on this division, it's not a good situation for them to be in with not a very easy schedule either, with the Jags twice still left to play.
Let's speak about this game.
No, fuck off. We're moving on. It's crap. Because this is going to take up like 10 minutes, so we actually need to just fucking do it.
Mine's pretty short. Mine's pretty short on this one.
I give up with this. The NFL is my point for this game.
I've got 3 points really. I've got what the fuck is my first point. What the fuck Puka Nakua is my second point. What a grab that was. Wasn't the best of the day though.
Which is fucking insane.
And then my final point really is why does Bryce Young do this all the time? Like why when we write off Bryce Young does he go and do something like this and the Panthers they go and do something like this? I'm probably not going to bat them next week because I actually might have bat them. But they're just so inconsistent. Are they a good team? Are they a bad team? And they're just beaten for me what was the best team in the NFL starting the week. I just don't get it. They're just such a strange franchise. But it's a huge win. And I was really impressed with them. Stafford had a pretty poor game though.
Keane, you know what? I'll be amazed if you predicted the Panthers this week.
Who have they got?
The bye.
Oh, shit. I won't be predicting them then.
So no.
Never mind.
Max?
Last year I predicted the bye. But yeah, I you boys can take over because that's all I've got.
You could predict that for the Giants next week if you want.
Fuck you, James. What I was actually going to say in the last game is that the AFC South is actually now a 3-horse race, and I don't think that the Colts are in trouble. I think that all 3 teams could probably make the playoffs because some of the other teams in the AFC are shy. Anyway, Panthers are above 500 again. How's that happened? How the fuck has that happened? I don't know how many times we're going to see that this season. And also, the Puka one-handed catch was one of 3 insane one-handed catches on Sunday. We'll get on to the other 2 when it gets to those games, I assume. I already know which Kian thinks is the best. But
I actually don't.
Do you not? Do you think it was the trailer?
I think the Washington one's the best.
I agree.
But I think this one's the best one.
I think this is the worst of the 3.
I don't know. I think this one is so awkward the way he had to catch it compared to the other 2, which are like, I think if you look at like level of like, no. So I mean like Burks, for example, like it's a very good catch, but it's just sort of like it's the easiest, like the least awkward of the 3 to do, in my opinion. Like it's just a one-handed catch, whereas Puka's was fucking.
I'd like to see you do it.
I would just let's all just agree that none of us could do that.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm fucking hell, yeah. I couldn't move fast enough to run the route, mate.
Fair.
Yourself, I'm a freak athlete.
I just. By the way, I said before this week I'm just going to support the Rams for the rest of the year. So shock horror, they fucking lose the first game after I said that. But
I
yeah,
haven't
as Keane
changed my
said,
allegiances yet because we can still make the playoffs technically.
Matt Stafford, the fuck are you doing? No picks for what 12 weeks to throw 2 in one game. Impressive. Just the fumble as well. Oh my god. As Keane said, what is it with Bryce Young? Bryce Young plays suicide football and it just works. Like some of the balls he's throwing, you should never throw. Like he's throwing deep bombs on 4th down for no reason. And it just works.
He plays a bit like I do on Madden.
Yeah, it's what I mean. He's just throwing blind piss missiles down the field and it works. Like, on Madden, we always get picked off. When this guy does it, just works.
It's fun to watch. So I'm enjoying watching Bryce Young this season.
I never thought anyone would say that.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I mean, as Max said, they're above 500. They're a serious threat to the playoffs here.
Especially because that division stinks.
Yeah, I mean, they're joint with the Bucks, obviously, with the Bucks not playing their bye yet. I want to say that's why they're above the Panthers. But it's just mental to see stuff like this happen. You know, I think it was when the Rams were on that drive to win the game, and when that was it the fumble or the strip, whatever it was from Derek Brown. I was like, you know, you sort of expect the Rams just to move down the field, take the touchdown, and that's done, game over, whatever. And it just didn't happen. The Panthers just kept going and going and going. But I mean, this is a team that got shut down by the 49ers last week. It doesn't make any sense. I cannot predict the Panthers. It's like the Falcons. You can't predict the Panthers either.
I might just start saying pass on their games when it comes.
Yeah, can we just not? There's no point because you just don't know. I mean, they got the Saints next week. Watch them lose after the bye. Sorry, so watch them lose that.
It wouldn't shock me.
That's the thing. If they lose the Saints, I can't say I'd be surprised. For a team that just beat the best team in the NFL, it's ridiculous to say that.
This game will forever backed up my point that I think this is the most exciting sport in the world. I genuinely do. Because
this season, there's a good argument for that. The past few years, it's been fucking a bit dull. But
I just think the actual sport itself, it can always throw shit up like this. And if it's not on the field, it's off the field. There's enough shit going on. So it's great to follow.
Ridiculous sport. This was a ridiculous game. Also, Blake Corum is currently outperforming Kyron Williams, which is very interesting to say the least.
Say that man's name on this podcast. Blake Corum is the reason we have to watch 9 in this league.
Oh, I forgot to slag off Travis Kelce for letting me down for £900. So fuck you, Travis Kelce.
Did you get that from me saying 9?
Oh yeah, I forgot to slag off Colston Loveland for letting me down for £100. Fuck you, Colston.
No, I got it from the Blake Corum comment because I had Kyron Williams on my other bet on Sunday.
I hate Blake Corum.
Moving on. Oh, it just gets worse. I mean, what are we doing?
I'll get one out of the way. Why did the Jets even bother winning?
Yeah. I've gone down a similar route. I've got Let's Go Jets, another move closer to the number 1 overall pick for the Las Vegas Raiders.
You won't get the number 1 overall pick though, because the Titans already have it locked up.
I'll take 2.
You can still get a quarterback there to replace Eugene Cyril Smith.
Please, I can't watch this guy.
Okay, and we'll take your draft picks off you to trade up with us, mate.
No, you can fuck off. You'll beat us, so it's not going to matter.
We're not going to beat you. Anyway, A.D. Mitchell, have a day, mate. Fucking hell. 102 yards off 8 receptions and a touchdown. Fair enough. Bijan as well, 142 yards on the ground and a touchdown. He's very much back to... Oh, he did the same amount of touchdowns as Tyler Algier, who had 20 yards in this game. So
what if it wasn't the Sauce Gardner trade? What if it was the A.D. Mitchell trade? Think about that.
We forgot to mention that Sauce Gardner went down injured, actually.
Oh, yeah. He's dead.
Yeah, well done, Indianapolis. You've let Daniel Jones set you back 6 years like he did to us by giving up first-round picks. It was for someone who's got crippled, then you're not going to make the playoffs. Unlucky. But, yeah, just the Jets, as Max said, why would you win this game? There's no benefit to you winning this game. You're now going to have to trade one of them amazing 2027 first-round picks you have to go get your quarterback because he won't fall to you anymore. So, fair play, you're idiots, but the Rams must be absolutely buzzing watching this Falcons team every week was my other point with that first-round pick trade because they're likely going to be in the Super Bowl or at least a very deep playoff contender and they're going to have a top potentially 8 pick in the draft. So they must be absolutely loving this Falcons downfall and praying it continues, which it probably will next week with the Seahawks. But yeah, pretty much my point was what are the Jets doing? Why are they winning these games that they don't need to win? But we'll move on to first of all, fuck you, Emeka Egbuka, for letting me down for another £100. But anyone want to start this one?
I can't find it. Actually, yeah, I will. I've found it. Mine's pretty brief again. Tristan Wirth scored a touchdown and the TV production people had a graphic ready for that. I mean, that's a hell of an effort, is all I'm going to say. Like, that's literally all I've got. That's all I've written down.
I've just gone with Bucky Irving is back, and then I've got in brackets, I didn't start him in fantasy because he was healthy and then he was questionable again, and I was like, I don't trust this, and if he does play, he might get limited carries. He got a touchdown, of course, he got a fucking touchdown, and I started Travis Etienne, who was shit, but I still won, so it didn't really matter. Nice to see Bucky Irving back, though. I've missed him.
Yeah, one of my things was literally word for word, Bucky Irving is back. So you covered that one for me. My other one is, we need to have a talk about Jacoby Brissett actually being quite a good quarterback, because this is another good game from Jacoby Brissett. Obviously, you got to take the interceptions in this game was a bad interception, but apart from that, it's another 300-plus yard game for Brissett in the air. So I just don't know if you can argue with he is a good quarterback, which it more emphasizes how bad Kyler Murray was, to show how good Jacoby's been in the games where he stepped in.
Oh, God,
Again, they haven't won these games, but they've been good. So that was my other point. It's just I think we need to start putting some respect on Jacoby Brissett, because he's actually been very, very serviceable, and since he's stepped in as a very decent backup option for a team maybe needing a quarterback next year, I would definitely look his way, because he's a very solid option.
The Browns are going to get Kyler Murray next year, aren't they?
Yeah.
No, I don't want him.
But we will shift on to the next one. This.
Oh shit! I haven't got anything written down for this, so just don't come to me.
Brilliant. I'll start then. Charlie Smythe, welcome to the NFL. What a performance that was! His first field goal, 56-yarder, he nailed it.
Are you sure it's not Smith?
I don't know. I feel like it's Smith or Smythe.
Definitely Smith.
It's Smyth. Some of them are Smythe, so I don't know. Either way.
I think
either way, 56-yard field goal on his first kick, and a recovered onside kick, which, as we know, is a very rare occurrence in the league. It's a fair
Shouldn't
play.
have been, though. It shouldn't have been, though. There's no way.
Contentious decision, to say the least, but he still did it, so we'll give him his credit. So nice to see European players doing well in the NFL, but they still lose this game because the Saints are the Saints. My only real point from this was A-Chain is unreal, like ridiculously good. It needs to be in them conversations with the top running backs, because it's another game where he's literally carried this Dolphins team to a win, 134 yards on the ground. And I believe he caught a couple of catches as well. So, he's just superb. For as far as the Saints go, Tyler Shuck. Again, is it a bad game for Tyler Shuck? He's thrown for 239, 2 touchdowns. Obviously, he has the pick, which he needs to sort out.
Pick 2 probably cost them the game.
Pick 2, yeah. A very rare pick 2 as well, which don't see that very often, which sealed this game for the Dolphins. But yeah, just my main point is Devon A-Chain is unbelievable.
All I've got is that most of this game was very boring, but at the end it got kind of interesting to watch. That's literally it.
I forgot to say about the Browns game, because you said that you're going to be on Red Zone a bit more because there's Shooter, and after you said that, I don't think I saw you on Red Zone again for the rest of the evening.
I only watched half of the 6 p.m. slate, so I can't even comment really.
I've actually thought of 2 points. The field goal from the kicker, it went through so high that I probably think it would have been good from the mid-60s. If you watch the behind the post video of it, it hits insanely high. And Scott Hansen was trying his best to start some sort of war. As he started talking about the kicker and then said he used to play Gaelic football, which they only play in Northern Ireland. Scott, you might want to do a bit of research, because I can't imagine that went down very well in his local pub where they were all watching the game.
Scott Hansen is the reason that the IRA sprouts back up.
Yeah, I think he could be getting a bullet in the post pretty shortly.
We all need to be right once, Mr. Hansen.
You have to be looking every time, Mr. Hansen.
Gonna move on. Oh my god.
I'd like to go first because I feel like we've all got the same thing written down. Max Brosma with the funniest pick 6 I've ever seen. It's actually a disgrace to call it a pick 6 to all other pick 6s ever. But what the fuck was he doing? And I've also got the decline of this Vikings team based off last year is honestly impressive.
Mine's similar. I've just put, I never want to see Brosma play this sport ever again. Ever again. If I have to watch him, I swear to fucking God, I will kill myself.
It takes a special level of shit to make JJ McCarthy look serviceable. And that's pretty much what Max Brosma did in this game. that pick six, as Kian said, is the worst pick six I have ever seen in my entire. I cannot believe you've thrown that ball. If you're going to throw it, at least Christ throw it to the sideline. Why are you throwing it straight forward?
He's bad. He's really bad.
It's just bad. 4 interceptions in this game. I mean, fuck me. Justin Jefferson, get the fuck out of Minnesota, man. What are they doing?
He must be on
the
phone to fucking the suicide hotline in the locker room after every game. I would be.
I mean, I believe it was a donut game from Justin Jefferson.
Shocking.
I believe he had no receptions in this game, which, I mean, fuck. I can't even give credit to the Seahawks because I genuinely think an XFL team would have won this game. Like, it is that level of shit.
I think the Buckeyes would have won this game. Or like,
if we put a college team against this Vikings team in a minute with Max Brosmer, I also want to say shout out to SUFC Billy on Twitter who told me to watch out for Max Brosmer putting on a good performance. Also, don't sleep on us and put film of Max Brosmer down.
Apparently, a few people were saying that he's like apparently going to.
Analyst said he's going to be the next Brock Purdy.
Yeah, if that's the next Brock Purdy, then I'll pass.
I'm not saying Brock Purdy is the pinnacle of excellence, but Brock Purdy is not that bad. My God.
What's great is that I know that Billy listens to this in his car on the way home from work.
Yeah, so got Billy. Got a shout out.
I imagine he got a bit of a jump there when you mentioned his name.
Swerve.
Yeah, hopefully you didn't crash your car on that one, mate. But it'd be still, if you did crash your car, it'd be still less of a car crash than the Vikings organization this year.
It's not the organization; it's just the quarterback play.
Yeah,
they've got 3,
which is part of the play of the organization for letting Sam Darnold walk.
Well, yeah, but hindsight's 2020. They didn't realize that 9 was going to be an idiot, even though I said it all fucking.
They should have
the entire draft class, the entire fucking time. I said he's ass, and he will be ass. And look, who was right?
Anyway, this game, the Bills. This is very straightforward for me. The Steelers are crap. Josh Allen, fuck you, buddy. You are wank. Can you stop? Just every week he lets my fantasy team down without fail.
Broken NFL record this week, by the way. But carry on.
Don't care. 123 yards. You can fuck off. But apart from that, yeah, Steelers bad. Bills not as good as I thought, but a lot better than Steelers, so they win this game. James Cook as well, fair play, 144 yards on the ground. Would happen as soon as I trade him away in fantasy.
Isn't it nice to watch the Steelers get beat? I personally enjoyed that. I also enjoyed Joey Bosa trying to kill Aaron Rodgers. I enjoyed every second of that. And also Josh Allen, he looks really off it this season. And I think if the Bills make the playoffs, they're going to get bounced in the wild card, I'm not going to lie. They don't look like they're going to compete this year, which is kind of sad to see. But for the Bills, I'm a Bears fan now anyway.
I've got the sort of similar to you. So the Bills struggled for a long parts of the game, but they still got it done because this Steelers team just wasn't up to scratch. Also, Aaron Rodgers is looking older and older every single week. I panned to him on the sideline after he'd just been smashed, and he just looked ancient.
Did anyone see the tweet where he's on the sideline? He's got his coat on, he's got the fucking beanie on, he's got his nose bandaged up. Someone just put, he looks like he's about to rob Kevin McAllister's.
I did see that.
The Steelers team, man. I think their chances of winning this division are low. I think I'd put the Bengals in higher rank than the Steelers at this point, just because the Bengals at least have an exciting offense. 7 points against a Bills defense that's shown plenty of weakness in the last couple of weeks. Not ideal, to say the least. But yeah, just overall, just not a good game of football. But the Bills did enough on the defensive side of the ball to win it. We'll move on to. There we go. I'll sit back. Key and go for it.
I'll happily go first because I'm quite pleased with this result. Justin Herbert is a fanny. I've got that written down. The Chargers actually made harder work of it than they should have because we're really not very good. And Brock Bowers is ridiculous. I mean, that catch is just stupid, especially from a tight end. Like, I couldn't believe when I seen it. And he's already made 2 or 3 great catches this year, and that just tops a lot. He's an unbelievable player. I've also got, I think Geno Smith might be a sleeper agent. Like, I think he's actually in here to try and get us the top pick. I don't actually think he's that bad. I think he's just trying to get us that top pick. And if he is, then fair play. Thank you, Eugene.
He can't possibly be that bad, to be fair.
Exactly. This is what I mean.
It's impressively bad.
You've got to be a level of bad to have your actual name be a slander name.
the only reason that Brock Bowers' catch is so good is because it's such a shit throw from Geno Smith.
I think the list of NFL quarterbacks currently goes Max Brosmer, 9, Eugene Cyril Smith. So, and that's not
a horrible trio of quarterbacks. My God.
So,
how have all them 3 started games in the fucking NFL?
I've just got my personal highlight of this game was us 3 being on a call. We were playing Madden and just listening to Kian complain every time the Raiders did something well. Every time they made like a good pass or a good run, he was like, "Oh, fuck off! Stop being good."
The highlight was when Brock Bowers gets the catch and he's like, "Oh my God, what a fucking catch is that? Oh, for fuck's sake, we scored a touchdown." Yeah.
Dedicated to the tank.
I've been dedicated to the tank for about 6 years. That's the problem.
I mean, my point was you've got to be a special level of shit to give up nearly 170 rushing yards to Jarrett Patterson and Kamani Vidal. Also,
Vidal's a weird one, you know. If you look at his stats, he has one good game, one bad game, one good game, one bad game.
Yeah.
I started betting on him every other week.
Yeah, just Chargers are in trouble if Herbert is injured. Not saying he's been brilliant, but obviously Trey Lance is the alternative. I believe he is going to play.
He said
he had surgery on his hand.
He said he had surgery on Tuesday now. So he had surgery yesterday, and they played the Eagles on Monday Night Football.
I'm assuming it's his non-throwing hand.
Yeah, it's his non-throwing hand.
So I think he should be all right.
I mean, Rodgers only took a week off with his non-throwing hand, but I mean...
Yeah, so it'd be intriguing to see if they do play him. Obviously, they have a tough game against the Eagles. So
to be fair, he's probably just got wanker's cramp. Have you seen his bird?
Yeah, but why would he need to do that?
Yeah.
They go on away trips.
To be fair, he has got the extra days to recover because obviously they're on Monday night, I believe, so they have got that time to get him sorted for Monday. But
I'm going to go through every episode and see if there's been a Chargers game where we've not mentioned Madison Beer this season. I don't think
it's my favourite part about the organisation.
I don't think there's been a single episode. I might make a supercut of all the Madison Beer.
My other point was
it's all me.
My other point was this Raiders team would be absolutely nothing without Brock Bowers. I think it's safe to say it's another game where he's just turned up and given them some sort of gleaming shine of hope in an absolute shit show. Or to Kian's thing, an absolute annoying scoring of 2 touchdowns because he doesn't want them to do well.
No. I want us to do well, just not this season.
Right, yeah, fine. But yeah, so we'll move on to this. And you know what? I know what's coming, so I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to sit back.
Can you see that? The bit within capitals?
I actually can't because my phone's quite far away. But
no, I can't see that.
The Broncos are absolute frauds in capital letters. Oh my God. How are this? What are they now? 10 and something?
10 and 2.
10 and 2. They nearly fucking balled this game like 3 times to Marcus Mariota and the Commanders, who have been dog shit all fucking year. And they managed to win it in fucking overtime. They stress me out. They're shit. They are really bad, and I don't get it. Bo Nix is poo. He's not even the best white quarterback in the league. Do you know what? That takes some doing. Oh, this shit.
I've gone down a similar route. I'm fed up of these sister shagging cunts. They struggled again, yet they still found a way, and it's just so annoying. And to be honest with you, I'll put my neck on the line. They'll be humbled in the playoffs, and I'm 100% sure of it.
You know what? I'll go all in on you with that.
Right.
I think they'll go out in the first round they play in, personally.
Right. I'm going to bring up a point here. The Broncos are horrible frauds who are absolute horseshit, who have beaten the Eagles this season, and the Texans, and the Cowboys, and the Chiefs. But the Bears, who have beaten one team over 500, I believe, are unbelievable and are going to be really good.
It's like flirting versus sexual harassment, isn't it? Like they've beaten them, but it's painful to watch.
But they're winning the game.
Whereas the Bears actually look good against the Eagles and could have beaten by more if they really wanted to.
The Bears only put up 3 more points against the Eagles than the Broncos did.
But they look better doing it.
But the Broncos are 10 and 2. And
how can you tell me this Broncos team is an unbelievable team?
I'm not saying it's an unbelievable team. I'm saying you can't say the Bears are a very good team.
What the difference here is you want to suck Bo Nix's cock.
No, I'm not even saying.
Ian Keane have shaken hands with Caleb Williams. That's what the fucking difference is. Let's not.
I'm not going to come in here and tell you the Broncos, because I kind of agree with you. I don't think they'll do very well in the playoffs either. But again, I said this about every team. I'm not convinced by anyone. But this Broncos team is better than the Bears. It
No, they're
has
not.
to be.
I think if
They're
they
not.
play
They've won
week,
more games against better teams. They
I
are.
think
A
if they
better
play next week, the Bears win, and that's the difference.
I just don't see how you. It is literally like as Kean said, 30 sexual harassment. Like the Bears team has done basically the same thing as the Broncos have this year, but the Bears are unbelievable and the Broncos are shit. The
Well,
agenda is
the
insane.
Bears.
Actually said at any point.
You've done it.
You said the bad
No,
word.
that's fine. Leave that in. Leave that in.
The point is that we've not actually said at any point that the Bears are unbelievable. We just said they're serious.
But how are the Broncos not if the Bears are?
No, I never said they're not serious. I just said I hate them.
No, but you just said they're shit. They're frauds.
Yeah, shit.
So if
I
they're
don't
frauds,
like-
therefore they're not
I hate
serious.
them.
I don't like them. I don't like Bo Nix. I don't like
It's
Troy Franklin.
Genuinely, I'm genuinely worried that they could fuck it up against us. Because they nearly did in the last game.
a team that has won 9 games on the spin cannot be a bad team.
They're a team. They put 10 points up against the Raiders.
Yet they win.
They put 10 points up against Eugene Cyril Smith's Raiders.
They won. They won the game.
10 points.
They
10
beat the
points.
Chiefs.
Eugene Cyril
They
Smith.
beat the Broncos. They beat the Texans. They
Eugene
beat the
Cyril
Eagles.
Smith.
10 points.
Eugene Cyril Smith.
It's just a horrible agenda.
It's not an agenda that I just don't.
It is an
think they're
agenda.
very
It
good.
has to be. You could say a 10-2 team and having nothing good to say about them is an agenda.
There is
I
no
haven't
way that
got
you
anything
can
to
complain
say
about
about
us having agendas. Everything you say on this podcast is fucking agenda based.
No, it's
Everything
not.
you say. Yes, it
You-
is. Every single day.
This isn't
You've
an
got
agenda. This is just
against
logic.
every-
Everyone will agree with me. This is just logic. You cannot say this.
Who is
Broncos
everyone? The
bad.
3 people that have made it this fucking. This
No
video?
one, actually, James, no one agrees with you. If you just type in Broncos on any form of social media, everyone agrees with what me and Max
Because
said.
everyone hates them. It's not sensible picks. It's just everyone has an
Everyone
agenda.
hates them because they're not as good as their record suggests.
I'm not having it. That's all I have to say about this game. Is you two have lost your heads.
Move on to the next game so you can be fucking humbled. Move on.
There's
That's
no
a real.
humbling to do it.
That's a real good team.
You are like I'm
Patriots.
humbled that
They're
the
a real
Giants
team.
losing
They
games.
just are a good team. There's a good team that I backed to get in the wild card. I've not said it for a few weeks. I backed them to sneak into the 7th seed, and everyone laughed at me. And look at them now. 1 seed in the fucking AFC.
I'll
Technically, your
say.
prediction was wrong then.
Yeah, as I say, you technically underestimated the Patriots.
Exactly. And you all told me that I was silly for saying that.
Nah, because I thought they were going to be the 1 seed.
Bullshit.
Yeah, so I think me and Kia both said one, the top of this division. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
This game just fucked me. Our special, as Max, I'm glad you mentioned it, Max. 'Cause I forgot. Our special teams is dog shit as well. Some of the
Forget the
covers I was
special
seeing, obviously, we
Forget
give a
the
94-yard punt return.
Forget the special teams. Let's single in on one member of the special teams. Young Hoku.
Oh my god.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, this
What
is
the
right.
fuck
This
was
has to be
that?
a point. I don't think I have ever, and I literally mean ever, watched the NFL, seen that happen. He has
I've
kicked
watched
the
this
floor.
I've watched this sport for a good 8 years now, I think. I've never seen
I've
that.
watched the sport more or less my entire life, and
I've
I've
never-
never seen a kicker accidentally
ridiculous.
kick the floor instead of the ball.
It's not even like I've seen them where they've kind of clipped the floor before and then still
Yeah,
hit the ball.
still
He
got the ball
completely
up.
missed the ball.
My other point, sort of like, also even makes it even more funny, is he's been our best kicker this year.
Our best kicker. That's such a funny statement.
That is a great statement, actually.
just that whole sentence in general is hilarious. Just fucking, it's just bad. What I will say is Mike Kafka has ruled himself out of contention for this job when he was down. I believe he was down 18 points in this game. We were 4th and 1 on the halfway line, and he didn't go for it. So just can fuck off. Also, Drake Maye is fucking unbelievable. I mean, there's only so much you can do against this guy. I don't know how you stop him. Every throw is just perfect. Like, as much, I'm not saying that our defense is like, oh, whatever. It was bad, but every throw from Drake May is perfect. I can't explain it. Like, until you watch a full game of it, every throw he does is just on the money every time. It's ridiculous. So fair play. He is
I don't know
superb.
if he's thrown an incompletion this year. I've not seen him throw.
This is what I mean. Like, he's just so good. Also, Abdul Carter. What a story that is. The parody account tweeting that he was left out of the first half for watching porn in a meeting and his headphones unplugged. For him to then actually sit the first half of the game is hilarious. But he did get his first sack of the year. He did get his first sack.
And you were trying to tell me that he was going to be defensive rookie of the year and he's just got his first sack in
He was
week
still in
2.
contention until 2 weeks ago.
Bullshit.
It's a big problem
Bullshit.
that we've benched him
That's
twice
unsolved.
this season from a 3rd overall pick, though. But yeah, just not good. I thought in a weird way we might compete in this game. We just didn't get going. But at least Jackson Dart is good, so at least I hope.
He also got absolutely fucking leveled.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that. You've just reminded me. I'm sure Keir was going to say it, but
I was about to say
Jackson Dart, for the
really
love of Christ, protect yourself, man. You're going to die. That
leads me on to my point, actually, nicely. Jackson Dart needs to learn how to slide, or he will be Chris Benoit very shortly.
You're going to have 2 Cam Scatterbones.
We could have the most CT-ridden quarterback running back pairing the NFL has ever seen.
Antonio Brown
I'd just like to let everyone know that last night we were all on the call with James playing Madden, and he told us that he thought they were going to win this game, which is quite funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to be optimistic for once. I shouldn't.
Don't bother. There's nothing to be optimistic
about. I'm not going to for the rest of the year, don't worry. Also, we're on the bye next week. That's fucking brilliant news. I think I messaged Keane saying Lim's in my room. We've not scored a touchdown. I just realised we're on the bye. My other point is the Patriots are cunts. There is a serious allegation coming out after this game with some of the tackles on show. Fucking horrendous. Headhunting, bounty gate, whatever you want to call it. Awful. Nearly died.
Can we include the Giants versus the bye week on predictions? Because I'm taking the bye.
Yeah, I'm also taking the bye week. Yeah. Yeah, but Gunnar Olszewski was nearly killed. Like that is one of the worst. It's one of the worst tackles I've seen, and it wasn't even a penalty.
Repping the York Giants.
Yeah,
there's some rule where apparently the returner can just get hit in whatever way, but on any other play, if he got hit like that, it'd be targeting penalty, and he would have been ejected. So, whatever. But yeah, Drake May's unbelievable.
He's called Gunnar, and that's a stupid name, so he deserves it.
Fucking Arsenal cunt.
Drake May's unbelievable was my main takeaway from this game. Off a less hating the Giants note. But that is all we have for our What We Learned video this week. So we will be back later in the week for our predictions video. But thank you very much for Kian and Max for joining me as always. And we will see you all for
the Broncos. Let's go Browns.
I can get behind both of them.